Welcome back, guys. Today we're doing a comparison of all the best AI video generation models. We're going to be doing two tests. One is a cinematic ad realism test, and the other is a UGC style creative video test. We're going to be testing out Sora 2 Pro, Veo 3.1, Cdance 1.0 Pro Fast, Kling 2.6, Grok Imagine, and WAN 2.5. Now, these are all really good entry-level models that are quite cheap and also can produce really realistic results. Let's get straight into it. So for both tests, we're going to be using a platform called Key AI. Now, I have used it in the past, and basically it's API Marketplace. If we head to API Market here, we can get access to a bunch of different video generation models, and it is quite easy for me to use because that means I pay for credits and I can use all the different models, which is great. And they also are a lot cheaper using it through this API Marketplace than if I had to go through, say, the OpenAI API to get access to Sora 2. With that being said, let's get straight into it. So if we head to image to video models here, all of the tests that we're going to be doing today, test 1 and 2, are both going to be on image to video models. So for our first test, we're going to be using the prompt, create a 10-second cinematic advertisement for a luxury watch. The scene opens with a slow macro close-up of the face of the watch face, catching natural light, and then a smooth camera transition to a man walking through a city at sunset wearing the watch, with a realistic fabric movement and accurate shadows. The final shots end on a polished product, hero angle with water droplets hitting the metal. And we're also going to be using an image alongside with this. So I was thinking of a couple of different options of what we could use and what kind of watch we could use here. But a popular one, if you've been on Instagram, TikTok, even YouTube Shorts, is this brand called Khalif, I think it's how it's pronounced. They are basically featured in a bunch of like outfits recommendation videos on TikTok and Instagram, and they always have this watch here, and they compare it a lot to like the actual expensive watches, which are like tens of thousands of dollars, and this is like 120 bucks here. And they sell a bunch of different ones. I'm not affiliated with them at all, but it's just a good example, and I just see them a lot, and I thought it'd be a great idea to use their product image in the videos that we create today. So let's quickly download this image, save image to downloads. Great. First up is going to be Sora 2 Pro, and let's go ahead and copy our prompt. So let's go back here. And I actually had to quickly just change it to Sora to image to video. It was actually on text to video, the wrong one. So paste in our prompt, image URLs, we're going to select, great, so we have our image URL. We want it to be a landscape image because for this kind of first test, we want it to be a sort of like an advertisement. So that's why we're going to be going ahead with a landscape aspect ratio. It's going to be 10 seconds as we listed out in the prompt. Now with models later down the line, I think Veo 3.1 can only do 8 seconds. We'll just have to adjust it slightly. That's the only downside. And size, we'll just keep it at standard. Standard should be fine. And remove watermark. Great. So let's hit run. While that's generating, let's quickly talk about the cost. So as you can see here, here's the cost breakdown. If you had to use Sora 2 Pro standard, 10 seconds versus 15 seconds. If you had to use high versus the normal amount, I believe it's standard. Yeah. So this video here is going to cost me 75 cents. Which if I had to use the Sora 2 API, it would cost 30 cents per second, and because we're generating a 10-second video, it's going to be $3, which is quite a lot more expensive than the 75 cents that we're paying for the exact same video. Now, this video here will take quite some time, so let's be a bit efficient, and I'll go ahead and actually generate all the different other videos just to save time, and then we'll come back once all the videos have been fully generated. Great, so all the different models are generating at the moment. As you can see here, if we look into the logs, you can see the status. Most of these are running. Some of them have completed already, but we'll just go ahead and wait for all different models to complete. Okay, so all the video generation models have completed their videos. Let's go ahead and actually go through each of them, and then I've prepared a little table here on the right hand side to actually rank them based on realism, camera transitions, and then also the brand details in the first test. So the first one is Sora 2 Pro.
Precision that catches the light. Presence that moves with you. Crafted in steel, built for the city, created for every moment.
Okay, so the visuals of this video were very good. Like the sunset shot was amazing. It was really realistic and actual production ready, like quality. That's a good shot. Seems natural. That's natural as well. Yeah, and then the end here where this text comes, that is, yeah, that's not really legible. Hasn't really given me a name or anything. So for this first video of Sora 2 Pro, realism, that was actually quite realistic. So out of 10, we're going to give it a 8. Camera transitions were perfect, so I'm going to give it a 10. And the brand details occasionally were off, so we're going to give it a 7. Actually, I'm going to change the realism to 7 as well, just because the watch was upside down in the one shot, and that's not okay. So the next one, Veo 3.1, which actually isn't showing up here, so you have to hit to Veo, And it's showing up here. Cool. Okay, so visually this video doesn't have as many camera transitions, which is okay. It did show the watch in action of someone walking with it. And then this transition here, which is actually really good, the slow fade in and out. And then the water on it, I guess is a bit too much water, so it should only just be a few droplets, so I didn't really look there. But then the actual words are a bit more legible than the previous video. And this shot here is very, very clear. I like this shot a lot. So in terms of brand details, especially the last shot at the end, I'm going to give it a 9. Camera transitions, there weren't many, but they were really good and well executed, so give it a 9 as well. And realism, well, the walking was natural, but then the water on the watch at the end wasn't as realistic as it could be, so I'm going to give it a 7. The Veo 3.1 did really well. Okay, next one is Dance 1 Pro Fast. Okay, let's see what happens. Ooh, interesting shot. Okay. Okay. It's a bit interesting. Firstly, it took a lot of time on this first frame here. It did transition nicely to the watch actually moving, which is something I wasn't expecting at all, so that is quite good, and there's a lot of detail still left into the shot, which is great. This shot here started off natural, and then I think he turns a bit too much, or something doesn't seem so natural with the way he turns. And then this part here, the camera angle and shot is good, but the way the water, like that actually looks like the water is inside the watch. That is not what is supposed to happen. The model needs to know there should be some glass on top where the water just drips down. It's a good amount of water, there's not too much, but it's inside the watch. So for this video, while it did try really hard, I'm gonna have to rank the realism to a 5. Only because at the start it's transitioned very nicely to the way that the watch was actually moving. Camera transitions, they weren't really that good. Oh, except for the first ones, they were good at 5 as well. And brand details, I believe it actually did really well. Yeah, it actually captured it quite perfectly. There's no logoing on the brand image, so it actually gets a good amount of points there. So I'm going to give it a 9 for that. Dance 1 Pro Fast actually surprised me. It did kind of well at the end, with the brand details scoring a 9. Next model is Kling 2.6. So let's go find Kling 2.6, which is right here. Ooh, okay. Ooh, nice. Okay, this shot is okay. And what the hell was that? Alright, this video was nearly good with the first shot, but then as we started going through the video, it got worse and worse. So this shot here where the actual watch pivots is exactly what agencies and studios would actually do when trying to create an ad for this type of watch. They would showcase the different angles, the clasp as well. And as you can notice here, I haven't actually given any of this in the image, but the band pattern actually continued onwards, which is a really good sign. So that was really good. And then this part here doesn't really showcase the watch as well as it should have. And then this part here right at the end of the video, I have no idea what it is exactly doing. Firstly, the clasp isn't the same. And this animation here with the water, I don't know why it even decided that was a good idea, but that does not work at all. So unfortunately for that reason, while the realism at the start was really good, it would have gone probably a 10. But because the rest of the video wasn't that great, I'm going to give it a 6. In terms of camera transitions, I'm actually going to give it a 8, only because of the start, where it was actually quite seamless, the way it just pivoted. And then brand details, well, it got the band correct. However, that last scene was terrible, so we're going to give it a 5. So yeah, not the greatest score for Kling 2.6. Next one is Grok Imagine, and we have it right here. And 20 credits as well, which is like, I think 15 cents, which is pretty cheap. So let's see the quality of this, and hopefully it's good. Okay, so it is only 6 seconds. Before those 6 seconds and the price, it actually did really well. Here is the product image we gave it. This transition is, well, it's okay. It's not really that good. You're just zooming in onto the watch. This walking shot is quite natural, so it is quite realistic. That's good. And this shot here, it just does kind of cut off, but the water droplets are quite natural. Although that being said, it does look like it's in the watch. But for 20 credits, it's not too bad. Would I use it for an ad for a business? Probably not, no. So for this reason, we're going to give realism probably a 6, because the walking was quite good, but that was probably the only major thing that was actually good. For camera transitions, it wasn't too bad. I'll give it a 7. And for brand details, well, let me just check the video again. Okay, brand details are really good, so let's make that actually an 8. Next up is WAN 2.5. So let's check out the WAN 2.5. Where is it? First one, actually. Great. All right, here we go. That's pretty natural. Okay, maybe not. That's okay. That shot is actually pretty good. Firstly, the city scene where he's walking looks really realistic, which is great. You can see a lot of detail in the floor, which is really good. And then it gets all messed up and basically unusable with this part here where people get like, what is this? Like the watch starts jumping from hand to hand. Like that is not good at all. Unfortunately for WAN 2.5. Realism at the start, we'll give it a 7. Actually, we'll give it a 6, only because of what happened with the hand situation there. Camera transitions, 6 as well. Brand details were good, so 8. I did like the water at the end. I think it was quite natural and a good way to showcase the watch and how a brand would actually do it. Go ahead and put water on the watch. Last one is Hylio. The hell was that? Okay, there's a few things wrong with this video. So immediately the watch is going normally, and then all of a sudden extra details come out of nowhere, and then the watch starts going backwards. You can see the second hand starts going backwards, which is, I mean, I don't know why it's doing that. It's going anti-clockwise. Then we get some random other dials, or I think is it seconds. The seconds lines here just get illuminated for some reason. I guess that, okay, this transition here was really good. I wasn't expecting it to actually cut the background out and use this as like to transition from one clip to the other. So that, it does get some points there. But this shot, I have no idea what that shot is. You can't see the guy's arm for some reason, or his shoulder. And then this here at the end is quite bad. You can immediately tell it's just a cutout of the image, and yeah, disappointing to be honest. So for this video, realism, yeah, we're gonna give it like a solid 2. Camera transitions, I'm actually gonna give it a 6, actually 5. Only because that transition where the watch background gets cut out and they use that to transition from one clip to the other wasn't too bad. But then the way they transitioned around the guy, that was like way off, so that's not good. Brand details, I'm actually just gonna give it a 4. Mainly because they didn't really show off any extra angles, and they actually added things to the watch, which wasn't even there. And that is just not okay when trying to create videos. The products needs to be exactly how it is in real life. Cool, so that is all different models that we've done and tested in the first test. I'm actually just going to quickly tally up all the scores and then find the winner of this test 1. So here are the results. For test 1, we have the winner being Veo 3.1, with second place going to Sora 2 Pro. And then the rest of the models are as ranked as follows. So let's get into test 2. So test 2 is the UGC style video creator test. And basically here we're testing how well each model can either replace or speed up the process of testing content style marketing. Now this here is where brands can save a lot of money by using AI videos to test what works and what doesn't work very quickly, and they can either do that organically or either through paid ads, pick the winners, and then scale them appropriately. So the prompt that we're going to be using for these UGC style videos is the following. Create a 15-second selfie style video of a creator reviewing a portable blender. The creator sits on a couch, speaks casually, moves their hands naturally, and demonstrates the product by holding it up close to the phone. The video should feel like an organic TikTok or YouTube short with natural pauses, small imperfections here and there, and believable facial expressions. And here we'll be looking out for facial expression, selfie camera, realism, so how well does it actually look like an actual iPhone is recording, product accuracy, and then lastly, how well the model truly mimics UGC creators. Now, just like before when we found the Khalid watch, we're going to be using this portable blender here in baby blue. It is from NutriBullets, so we're just going to save this image to downloads. I think that's a good image. Yeah, that's a good image. And let's actually go ahead and do the exact same thing where we put it into Sora 2 Pro, and then we get on with the rest of the other models. Now for each of these videos that we're going to be generating, we're going to be changing the aspect ratio from landscape to portrait, keeping it at 10 seconds and standard generally as well. Now with Veo 3.1, it actually wants a start frame as well as an end frame. So what I want to do is actually take the second image, which is this one here with a blue background, and use this as our end frame. Don't really know what's going to do, but yeah, it's not going to affect the video generation much because it's just basically the exact same prompt with just the background slightly different. So might make the video a little bit better. Change the portrait to mode and generate. Great, it's finally done. That actually took way longer than usual. I think it took like 10 minutes to generate all these videos. It was stuck for some reason on the Sora 2 Pro video. Anyways, let's get straight into the first video. So that is Sora 2 Pro. Let's go ahead and check out this UGC style video. Now all of these videos should be in portrait if that was an option available. So yeah,
Okay, this little guy has been living in my bag all week. It's the new mini NutriBullet. Already loaded it with kiwi, berries, some ice. USB-C on the bottom, so I charge it like my phone. Watch this. That is a smoothie in like 10 seconds.
Okay, so this video was really good, especially at the start. Everything was perfect and it did look very natural as someone's holding the phone and recording it. The only thing was that one scene where the lid is basically non-existent. Unless she can take it off, and maybe that's supposed to be how it is. Unfortunately, no, it's still spinning.
That is a smoothie in like 10
And
seconds.
she's moving in this frame. You can see it's spinning there. So this is the only thing that I would actually say takes down a few points. That being said, it is a very good video. The facial expressions on the video are pretty much near perfect. I'll just give it a 9. Selfie camera realism, it is very realistic, so I'll give it a 9 as well. Product accuracy, well, it is really accurate, except for the one part where the lid's off and it's still spinning, so that's going to knock it down a few points. 7. And how well the model actually mimics true UGC creators. Well, it did actually really well. If it didn't have that little issue with the product not having the lid on, it would be a 10. But in this case, I'm gonna have to give it a 8 because the product not having a lid on and still spinning is a major error, and so I'm gonna have to knock it down 2 points. Not too bad from Sora 2 Pro. Next is Veo 3.1.
I am absolutely loving this portable blender. I just pop the fruit in, hit this button right here, give it a quick shake, and look at that, perfectly blended.
Okay, so this video, it didn't showcase the blending, but I guess the quality of the video was a bit over-polished, especially in this scene here. Like, that just does not look natural at all. It does not look like an iPhone camera. The lighting is just too good, and her skin is way too smooth for it to actually be realistic. And also the branding here on the product is blurry. You can't even read that. And the fruit inside is static. Okay, that works well. That's actually fine. And this end scene here isn't really that good. It just showcases the product spinning around, but it's blurry as well. So I don't really know why I'd even included that. Facial expressions, while they were good, the video was a bit too polished and too non-iPhone-y like, but the facial expressions were good. So we'll give it an 8. Selfie camera realism, yeah, it was way off. So I'm gonna give it a 4. It is portrait, which is great, but it was just way too unnatural. Like the phone set up on a tripod, the lighting was perfect, her skin was super smooth, even though maybe most people's skins are really smooth, but it's just not as realistic as the previous video from Sora 2 Pro. Product accuracy, I guess the product was kind of accurate, but the words were actually, you couldn't even read them. So that's going to drop it down a few points when you give it a 6. And the model mimicking true UGC creators, yeah, not that good. So we're going to give it a 4. Next is CDance 1 Pro Fast. So here, go ahead and find that one, which is actually ByteDance version 1. Let's check it out. No sound, that's fine. And she's talking, but there's no sound. The way she's holding it isn't too bad. Okay, she's actually talking about it and you can read it. This is actually really good. Alright, it's not the worst kind of video. It is kind of natural a little bit with the iPhone, like zooming out. It could be someone like going close and then like zooming out from afar. So it is kind of natural. The product shown here is really good. Easily read NutriBullet. You can see the power on button, the USB-C, which is great. And her facial expressions as well, really natural. So facial expressions were really good. We're gonna give it an 8. The selfie camera realism, it was okay. It could be a lot better. So we're gonna give it a 7. Product accuracy was perfect. You can easily tell that there's a NutriBullet, on button, USB-C, the fruit inside, the lid, all that stuff. Give it a 10. First big 10 here. And next is how well the actual model mimics true UGC creators. Well, it actually did really well. Was it as good as Sora 2 Pro? Probably not, but it was very close. So we'll give it a 7. Alright, the next model is Kling 2.6.
This portable blender is seriously convenient.
Okay, so this video here actually wasn't that bad. It did mess up a little bit here and there, but overall was really realistic. Okay, firstly, the facial expressions on her as she's talking could be a little bit better, but that part there where like the blender pops out of nowhere, that part is not so good. Would basically make the video unusable. So that is one big thing that would drop down the realism quite a lot. However, that being said, the way it's been filmed is very natural and realistic. You can tell that it is an iPhone, the way it like shifts focus, and the way she's showing the product here is extremely realistic. You can easily tell it's the NutriBullet. Like anyone could read that, so that's really clear. You can easily see the on button, the USB-C, all the main features of the product, even like the latch of how the lid closes, which is really good. Kling 2.6, the facial expression wasn't too bad. I would give it an 8. Selfie camera realism, it was pretty natural apart from that one part where the video produced the blend out of thin air. That definitely makes it quite bad and we can't even use the video, so we're gonna have to give it a 7. Apart from that, it was actually quite realistic with someone holding it and then the way she was showcasing it. In terms of product accuracy, that gives it a solid 10. It's really clear to see that's the NutriBullet. All the main features were there. Yeah, that was really good and clear. How well the model mimics true UGC creators. I've given it... It actually did look like a UGC style video. That's the thing. Apart from the blender just popping in out of nowhere, it actually did really well. So I'm going to give it an 8, which is actually surprising. I wasn't expecting Kling 2.6 to do that quite well. Okay, next up is Guacamajin. So...
Hey everyone, check out this portable blender. It's so convenient, you just load it with your favorite fruits like these kiwi and berries, hit the button, and it's blending on the go.
Okay, so that video wasn't actually too bad. The facial expressions were a bit off. The audio was not synced in with the way the lips were moving. That's a big thing in UGC and needs to be clear. So facial expressions, we're going to give it a 5, unfortunately. Selfie camera realism, the way he was showcasing the product was pretty accurate, although it did look like the phone was like set up somewhere. So we're going to give it a 7. Product accuracy, we're going to give it a... I think we're going to actually give it a 10. Let me just check again.
Hey everyone, check out this portable blender. It's so convenient, you just load it with your favorite fruits like these kiwi and berries, hit the button, and it's blending on the go.
Give it a 10. It captured the product accurately. You can easily tell it's a NutriBullet. You can see all the different buttons, ports, the latch, or how the blender closes. Next is how well the model mimics true UGC creators. The hand movements were really natural, and that's exactly how UGC creators would actually do it. So I'll actually give that a solid 8 out of 10 for that. Pretty good for Guacamajin. Next up is WAN 2.5.
Select my option is this turbo blending import digital blender. I hit
What? Yeah, I don't know what happened in this video. So firstly, I don't even know what language he's speaking. I didn't change the language at all. It should be English. The model just decided to change the language and make it so then I don't understand what she's saying. So that's a big issue. Secondly, she's got 3 arms, 2 of which are using the product and showcasing it. The other one is holding an iPhone, but the video isn't even being filmed on the iPhone that she's holding. Now, the video is being filmed on a phone because you can tell by the way that the video background moves naturally as if someone was holding it. So maybe she has a 4th arm. Also, the product accuracy isn't that good because you can see in this shot here, the blender is distorted. You can see there's like a slight dent or curve. And yeah, okay, you can just about make it out that it says NutriBullet, but the product does not look like how it is in the pictures. Yeah, quite disappointing. So WAN 2.5, facial expressions, I'll give it a 7, only because if I understood what she was saying, the expressions did match up correctly, so I guess that was kind of good. Selfie camera realism, the phone was moving around a lot, like it was being filmed on the camera. So yes, even though there were 3 hands, I will give it a 10 because you can easily tell that it was a phone that's being held in the camera and the background's moving along with like someone holding it naturally. Product accuracy, I'm gonna give it a 4. It got the name right, which is, I think, quite hard for these video generation models to do, but it got the product wrong. The size incorrect, the way it looks, had like a dent or even a curve. And that's not okay at all. Next is how well did the model mimic true UGC creators? Well, the video was generated and recorded on a phone because you can see the background was moving. So that was quite good and that was quite natural, exactly how UGC creators do it. What she said and the fact that she had 3 hands and arms, because I didn't really understand it, it is going to have to drop it down a few points. So I'm going to give it a 6 for those reasons. And the last one is Helio. Okay, so no sound. Facial expressions are quite good. Product is clear to understand what it is, although NutriBullet naming is not there, and also the lid has changed. So those are 2 things that are not okay, greatly reducing the accuracy of the product. Also, the phone is there. I don't know if she's looking at me or the phone. Unless we're using like the back phone camera that's reflecting into a mirror. I don't know why you would do that. Yeah, that's not that good at all. So, for facial expressions, it was not too bad. There was no sound for me to reference it to, but it did seem quite natural, so I'll give it a 7. Selfie camera realism, well, it looked like the phone set up on a tripod, an 8. Product accuracy, giving it a straight 4. Left out the name, completely changed the latch at the top, and that's not okay, so giving it a 4. How well the model mimics true UGC creators? It wasn't too bad actually. I'll actually give it a 7 because some UGC creators do actually sit down and talk about the product. But that being said, it would score higher if the product that she was showcasing was actually correct and had the right branding and the correct latch as well. So that actually wraps up the second test results. I'm going to quickly tally them up and I'm going to find the winner of the second test and then also the winner overall. So if you're a business and you actually wanted to use one of these video generation models for content, which models would you pick to generate the videos? So the winner out of the second test is actually Sora 2 Pro. And the second place is Kling 2.6. Surprising result of Kling actually being up there. And the winner of both tests is, drumroll please, Sora 2 Pro. Congratulations. Now, it is no surprise that Sora 2 Pro would actually win against all these other video generation models. I use it currently for my systems and when I'm actually working with clients to actually implement the system to generate hyper-realistic UGC style videos for their content. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this little comparison of all the different video generation models. If you do have any ideas for other videos that you want me to create about AI UGC, let me know in the comments section below. Now, I also want to announce that we've just released a WAP community where you can get access to all the free resources that come from my YouTube videos. You just go in there, click download on all the links for the templates that you want to get access to. We're also going to be having weekly Q&A sessions with me as well as other people in the community where you can ask questions, get help, and even just learn more and discuss more about AI video generation models. The Swap community is free. I'm not going to be charging anyone anything for access to this community. Apart from that, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.